So we saw the first form of Nava, which was Navaratri. Now we'll move on to the rest of the Navas. The other form of Nava is Navagraha nayagigal, who are nothing but the wives of Navagrahams that we have. And the next form of Nava is Navavitda bhakthi. That is nothing but 9 types of bhaktis that we can perform, through which we can attain salvation. The first bhakti is Kirtana bhakti, which is like always singing about the praising the Lord and always singing songs for them, like Tyagaraja, Muthuswami Dikshidhar. So this is Kirtana Bhakti. And next one is Pada Sevana Bhakti. The example is Bharadan, when Rama went to the forest, he placed Rama's footwear on his behalf, and he started doing puja and making decisions and all. He asked the footwear. So that is a form of bhakti that he presented, the Pada Sevana Bhakti. Next one is Archana Bhakti. We do a lot of Archanas to God, and that is one way of attaining salvations. And the next form of Bhakti is Smarana Bhakti. This type of Bhakti is always thinking about God and Lord's name. The best example for would be when Sita Mata was in Ashokavana. She was always thinking about Rama so that he can come and rescue her from Ravana. This is the depiction of Smarana Bhakti. Next one is Vandana Bhakti, where Vandana Bhakti is like doing a Sashtanga Namaskara to God and surrendering themselves. Vibhishna departed from Ravana and joined Rama and wanted to make a Sashtanga Namaskara and offer himself to the Lord Rama, showing the form of Vandana Bhakti. Next one is Sakhya Bhakti. Like through friendship you can attain salvation. The two examples of Sakhya Bhakti is Guhan and Rama. Guhan helped Rama to cross the river, and Hanuman and Rama were the best friends, who everybody know. And the next form of Bhakti is Shravana Bhakti. Shravana Bhakti is always listening to Lord's name and God's prayers. So after Ramayana and Pattabhishekam, all the 3 people, Rama, Lakshmana, Sita, Hanuman, they wanted to go to Vaikuntha. But Hanuman said he will not come to Vaikuntha because there are no Rama Nama at Vaikuntha. We only hear Narayana at Vaikuntha. So he said he will stay in Bologa and keep listening to Rama's Nama here and always listen to him, listen to Rama's words. So that's why he's taken an example as Shravana Bhakti. Next one is Dasya Bhakti, where Hanuman considers himself as a slave to Rama and perform all the duties to his master, who is the Rama. So he is the example of Dasya Bhakti. The last Bhakti is Atma Nivedana Bhakti, which is total surrender of oneself to the God. The best example would be Andal. So right from the purpose of her birth was to surrender herself completely to Lord Krishna. So she did lot of nomba and ultimately she surrendered herself totally to Lord Krishna. This is Atma Nivedana. So we saw the 9 types of bhaktis, Navavitda Bhakti. The other form of 9 is Navarasa, 9 types of emotions. The first form is anger or kobam. The depiction for this one is a story from Markandeya. Markandeya's mom didn't have any child, so she did penance to Lord Shiva, and she got 2 boons from him, say two options, saying one, she can have a child with longer lifespan but with all bad deeds, another child with shorter lifespan of 16 years and have all good deeds being done by him. So she chose a kid with good deeds, and at the age of 16, Yama came and he wanted to take his life. So he dropped the death rope on him, and since he was a good person and devoted to Lord Shiva, he hugged Shivalinga, and the moment the rope hit Shivalinga, Shiva got very angry and he came out of the linga and he hurt Yama, and he blessed Markandeya, saying that he will be always ever 16 and he will attain salvation later. So this depicts the anger that Shiva came out from the linga. The next form of emotion is bhakti, which is depicted by Auvayar to Murugan. So she has sung a lot of poems and songs on Muruga, showing her bhakti. The another form of emotion is fear or bhayam. To depict this, I have shown the story of Bhasmashura, where Bhasmashura got a boon from Shiva, stating that whosoever head he keeps his hand on, they will turn into ashes. So Shiva granted that boon, and immediately Bhasmashura wanted to test on Shiva. So he wanted to keep his hand on Shiva's head, but Shiva ran out of fear and didn't know what to do. Since his own boon backfired him, he ran to Vaikuntha to get help, seek help from Vishnu. Vishnu thought of taking a Mohini avatara and made Bhasmashura fall in his trap, and did lot of dance steps, in which one of the step was he kept his hand over his head. So the same thing was performed by Bhasmashura, and he turned into ashes. This depicted the bhayam of Shiva. The next form of emotion is acharyam or astonishment. When Shiva declared that Shivan and Parvati are 50-50 and one cannot live without the other, and he took the Ardhanarishwara form, all the entire world were astonished of his decision and of what he has done. The next form of emotion is love. The famous pair for love is Radha Krishna, so that is depicted here. The next one is affection, which is shown by all the Gopika Stribal and towards Krishna. And then, another form of emotion is sadness. When Rama went to the forest, Dasharatha was immensely sad and could not handle the sadness, and he was thrown to the deathbed. So this depicts the sadness of emotion. The next one is laughter or hasyam. So there is a story that Ganapati swallowed the moon for 15 seconds in his mouth, and Chandran couldn't come out, and he wanted to be rescued. So the best way to take the moon out of Ganapati was to make him laugh, so that the moon comes out. So so one of the person did buskies in front of Ganapati, and he couldn't control the laughter, and the moon came out of his mouth, and Chandran was released. Because of this action, the resulted that 15 days we have Amavasya and 15 days we have Paurnami. And also whenever you go visit Ganapati temple, you do buskis so that you make him happy and get your wishes done. The next emotion is happiness. We have depicted happiness by showing the Meenakshi Sundareshwar wedding ceremony here. All people are visiting his wedding ceremony and happily enjoying the ceremony. So this explains the 9 forms of emotions, which is called Navarasa. And one other form of 9 that we have depicted here is Navadhanyam, 9 forms of or 9 types of grains. So Chettiya Chettachi are selling 9 different types of grains along with the fruits and vegetables. So this covers entire theme for 2015 of Nava, consisting of all the possible combinations of 9 that one person can imagine of Navaratri, Navagraha Nayagi, Navavitda Bhakti, Navarasam, and Navadhanyam. And we also have a daughter decorating and contributing to Navaratri. In her section, she has built her own house with a roof and painted with different colors, and she has a rug in front of her house and a footpath and a strawberry farm where zebras are grazing over it, and there is a fence to protect the zebra from the tiger, which is near the pond. And there are kids playing in the pond, and there is a bird nest where bird is residing, and these are her crafts. Generally, she has done for Navratri. There is a tree where she has gone outside the park and plucked all the trees leaves and stuck it over the tree. and there are different details like squirrel going up the tree, bird nest, and rain, grasses, and things. So these are her creative creations for this year's Navaratri.